All right, guys. Let's talk about Ben Simmons' back injury, the news that we currently have, and my rising amount of depression. What is up, guys? DJ Acewood here. This is Run It Back, home of the most brutally honest Philly sports takes on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because... Finish that in the comments. Go ahead and hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed already. Helps me out greatly. And please, everybody watching this video, take a quick second to hit the like button. Let's try to get 500 likes on the video. Let's get right into it. First of all, my video last night, some people had a problem with because I was a little bit harsh on Joel Embiid scoring 49 points against the Atlanta Hawks because I wasn't really excited about it. And let me be perfectly clear. I love Joel Embiid. I'm not hating on Joel Embiid. Obviously, it's a good thing for Joel Embiid to score 49 points against anybody. I enjoyed watching it. I was watching the whole game. You know, it was fun to watch. He was dominating. He was going hard. He was putting his shoulder in people's chest. He was getting offensive rebounds and putback dunks. And, I mean, the putback dunk to put him at 46 points was ridiculous. You know, then he comes down, hits a crossover step-back three-pointer, looking like a 7'2" Luka Doncic, and made that. He was just feeling it. And it was great. And it's probably great for his confidence. Hopefully it gets him back in a groove. Hopefully it reminds him that he is one of the best players in the world, that he can dominate whenever he wants. I'm just saying do it against good teams. That's all I'm saying. I'm not that interested in him doing it against the Hawks. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean? And most people agreed with me. Some people called me a hater. It is what it is. Here's a good analogy of how I see it. I just witnessed a heavyweight boxer call himself the best in the world, go into the ring with another heavyweight boxer who is known as the best in the world. He got beat down by that heavyweight boxer. After calling himself the best in the world, he got beat by the best in the world, and then he walked down the street and beat up a homeless man and celebrated in the middle of the street like this. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. I just didn't feel good about it. He's dunking on John Collins and celebrating. I didn't have a good feeling about it. But obviously it's a good thing, and it's probably good for his confidence. I just want to see it against good teams. That's all I want to see, man. Put up 35 and 10 against the Bucks, you know? Put up 35 and 10 against the Lakers coming up next week. Put up 35 and 10 against the Clippers coming up next week. You understand what I'm saying? Especially with Ben Simmons out. Now you got the space that you need. Now you can get the one-on-ones in the paint. As long as Brett plays it right. That's all I wanted to say. But if you still think I'm a hater, it's probably because you can't handle the truth. Ben Simmons injury update. It's not good, guys. It's not good. There's a couple reasons it's not good. It's looking more and more like a serious injury, A. And B, the Sixers medical staff is now being very vague and unclear with what's going on. And we have an extended history of this. You know, we can go all the way back to Jahlil Okafor missing the end of the season with a knee injury. We can go all the way back to, you know, Nerlens Noel missing the season with a knee injury. We can go all the way back to Ben Simmons breaking his foot in training camp and us not knowing what's going on with that injury. We can also go back to Markelle Fultz having a mysterious shoulder injury that nobody knew anything about and never knew when he was coming back, hardly even knew what state he was in, where he was getting treatment. They're just so vague and unclear with the fans, and here we are again. They refused to admit that he hurt himself in the All-Star game. I was watching the game. I saw him fall. He slipped with his left foot. It looked like an awkward fall. He landed on his back. I'm not saying landing on his back is what hurt his back, but when he slipped with the heel of his left foot, it looked like it was a jolt to his lower back. You can see it if you watch it in slow motion. And he laid there for a second, and then he got up. And he didn't come back in the All-Star game. He didn't play in the fourth quarter. They refused to acknowledge that he hurt himself in the All-Star game. And then the game after the All-Star game, coming out of the break, he doesn't play with back soreness. Back soreness. Now, why, if he hurt himself in the All-Star game, why wouldn't he have an MRI right away? You know, get it out of the way right away. If he had told the Sixers medical staff, my lower back hurts, why wouldn't they give him an MRI right away? This is a $180 million player. You can probably bring a damn MRI machine into his house. These are billion-dollar corporations. How in the world did a player tell you he has a sore back and he didn't get an MRI right then and there? So anyway, he plays in the Bucks game with a sore back, plays about 3 possessions. You know, you can just tell him driving down the court, he's like stiff as a board, has no flexibility. Still scored on Brook Lopez because nobody can stop him, let's be honest. And he leaves the game. And then the next day, he has an MRI. And that was Sunday. Sunday. I'm not even a professional athlete. I'm not even a millionaire athlete. And I could get an MRI and have the results back within 48 hours. It is now Tuesday afternoon. And we've heard nothing. All we hear is there's no timetable for his return. And this is what gets me with the Sixers medical staff, because I know what's going to happen. We're not going to hear when he's coming back. We're going to hear the results of the MRI. They're not going to tell us what happened, and they're going to say he'll be reevaluated in 3 weeks. That's what they're going to say. They're going to prolong it this whole time, and then they're going to do my prediction, which is they're going to announce that he's out for the rest of the season. The annoying part is that they're going to wait to do it. They're going to keep us all in limbo, in suspense. He's going to be day to day every day. He's going to be game time decision every day. This team without Ben Simmons, let's call it what it is, man. It's tough without Ben Simmons. It's tough. All the things he brings to this team, his offense and his defense combined. I'm not talking about a jump shot. I don't give a damn about a jump shot. I stopped worrying about that a long time ago. Players on this team get wide open shots a lot more just by Ben Simmons being on the floor. You understand what I'm saying? He leads the NBA in 3-point assists. Everybody's job is easier when Ben Simmons is on the floor. Everybody's job is easier. I'm so depressed about this. It's not just the offensive side of the ball either, obviously. He leads the NBA in steals. He makes things happen on both ends of the court. He creates offense with his defense. He shuts down players like Trae Young. He creates so many things defensively. He harasses star players. He shuts down Kawhi Leonard's. He shuts down Kyrie Irving's. You know, these kind of players cannot score on Ben Simmons. He's too big and too nimble and too quick. We've taken for granted Ben Simmons this whole season, me personally. I know I talk my stuff about him. That's because I get frustrated watching him play when he won't shoot the ball and stuff like that. But lately, like the past 20 games, he's been out of this world. He's been averaging like 21 points a game, whatever else. He's been probably the MVP of this team, with Joel Embiid being either playing or not playing, or playing and not showing up, or, you know, I would say Ben Simmons is probably the MVP of this team so far this season, just with how he impacts the game on the floor, making everybody's job easier. If we have to play without him for the rest of the season, that would just be a crushing blow. That would just be a crushing blow. I mean, this team's already underperforming for the whole season, but that would be a crushing blow. Brett Brown's comments on this. A reporter asked Brett Brown, how long what do you think the timetable will be for Ben Simmons' return? And Brett Brown said, in just true Brett Brown analytical, metaphorical fashion, instead of just saying, we don't know, he said, I don't know. It's like, how long is a piece of string? Bro, like, come on, man. If you're going to use metaphors and analogies, at least make them good. How long is a piece of string? What the hell does that mean? I always think of that commercial where Kanye West is sitting in the stands and Kobe Bryant, rest in peace, is standing on the stage, and he says to Kanye West, he says, you might be an animal, but are you the same beast? And Kanye goes, what the does that mean, Kobe Bryant? That's my reaction when Brett Brown talks. What the does that mean, Brett Brown? I don't know what you're saying. Let's move on. The national media, of course, is using the narrative now because Embiid scores 49 points against the Atlanta Hawks. They're now using the narrative that the team is better without Ben Simmons or the team is better without Joel Embiid. Ben Simmons is better without Embiid. Embiid is better without Simmons. Look, Simmons is not on the floor and Embiid scores 49 points. No, that's not why he scored 49 points. He scored 49 points because the Atlanta Hawks don't have anybody in the middle of the paint to defend him. Has nothing to do with Ben Simmons. Stop it with this. Oh, I know they're not going to stop because all they want is the clicks and the views on TV, and they're just trying to capture the attention of the mainstream viewer. They're not really making it for us Sixers fans who actually watch the games, but I can't even hardly watch ESPN and stuff anymore. It's the same thing every time. And if if you're beating a dead horse but you're correct, that's one thing. But they're like factually wrong. They're statistically wrong. And they're still beating a dead horse every day. All right, the big question is, can the Sixers survive without Ben Simmons? I'm going to shock all the subscribers right now by being optimistic. I'm going to shock all the subscribers right now by being optimistic. In the Joel Embiid's rookie season, when he played his first season before he went out with another knee injury or whatever, we didn't have Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons had a broken foot. Ben Simmons was out that whole year. It was just Joel Embiid, Dario Saric, Robert Covington, TJ McConnell, a bunch of not all-stars, let's just say. And the Sixers went 12-5 from December 30th to January 30th. They went 12-5. Joel Embiid won Eastern Conference Player of the Month December and January that year. He was absolutely dominating every single game. And the next season, his first full healthy season, he put up 24-12. And the next season, last season, he put up 27-14. These are all with Ben Simmons on the floor. Not the first part I was saying. But the last year and the year before was with Ben Simmons on the floor. The Al Horford edition is what really messes things up, but I'm not going to talk about that in this video. Joel Embiid can be dominant. The team is going to miss Ben Simmons, but this team can still make a playoff run by focusing on Joel Embiid. That's the main objective here, making Joel Embiid the main focus of this offense. Surround him with guards who can dribble and shoot and make plays and let him dominate in the paint. If we can make wide open threes when he passes out of a double team, if we can make teams pay by playing a zone, Joel Embiid can get his one-on-ones, and nobody in the world can guard him one-on-one in the post. It's all about him wanting to dominate in the post, and it's about the coach putting the right players on the floor to help him dominate in the post. My pick for starting point guard is still Shake Milton. That's my pick for starting point guard, still Shake Milton. One of the main reasons is he's shooting 42% from three since January 30th. He's one of the only players on this team that seemingly can make a wide open shot. He can also handle the ball. He can run pick and rolls, and he might be the best passer on this team, not named Ben Simmons. So my pick is Shake Milton. Alec Burks coming off of the bench would be my second pick. I've liked Alec Burks' game so far. He just hasn't gotten really a rhythm with his shot yet. He's missing a lot of shots. His shots will start to fall, but I like Alec Burks' ball handling and passing ability also. Josh Richardson, I'm just calling him a small forward at this point. He's a great piece to have. He can take the ball and score, but as far as running pick and rolls and facilitating an offense, I'm not really into it on Josh Richardson. And Brett Brown's picks of Korkmaz and Neto, I don't even know what to say about that. Lucky for us, we have the Cavaliers coming up, and then we have the Knicks coming up. So we have two really bad teams coming up. Joel Embiid should average 40 against both teams. If you really want to get your confidence back and get back into the dominant spirit that you always brought to the game, take out all your frustrations on these terrible teams. Put up 40 against the Knicks. Put up 40 against the Cavaliers. Put up 40 against both teams. Blow them out. I'm not mad at it. I'm just not that impressed by it because I want you to do it against good teams. Give me all your thoughts and opinions in the comments. My name is DJ Eastwood. This is the Run It Back podcast, home of the most brutally honest sports takes on YouTube. Some people don't like it, but it's because some people don't like the truth. Hit the subscribe button. Hit the like button. Love you all. Have a great day. Peace.